Hey guys, welcome back. This week, we're going to be looking at one of the most famous stories in the world, a Christmas story, the story of Jesus' birth. Did you know that Jesus' birth is mentioned in both the Gospels of Luke and Matthew? Also, we tend to call this story the Nativity story. Nativity means birth. So let's take a look at a birth that changed the world forever. The Nativity, the birth of Jesus as recounted in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke. Our story begins 2,000 years ago. On a road in the desert, a couple is traveling toward a town called Bethlehem for the Roman census. A census is when all of the people in a certain place are counted. Our travelers are called Joseph and Mary, and at first glance, they seem an ordinary couple expecting their first child. But not everything is as it seems. For not too long ago, Mary and Joseph had received an unimaginable surprise. Several months earlier, God had sent the angel Gabriel to give Mary some incredible news. He greeted her and told her that God had chosen her to be the mother of the Son who would be called Jesus. A son who would be called the Son of the Most High. A son that would one day sit on a throne and reign over a kingdom that would never end. The Son of God. This may have all sounded wonderful if not for one complication. You see, Mary was young, and though she planned to become Joseph's wife, they weren't married yet. Joseph would know that he was not the father of this child. Everyone would know. And they would think badly of Mary. And who would believe that the child was the Son of God? Even Joseph had a difficult time at first. So just as Gabriel had visited Mary, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, and it told him that this baby was the will of God. So Joseph obeyed the Lord's will, stayed with Mary, and raised the child like his own. And when Mary was nearly ready to give birth, they began their journey to Bethlehem to be counted. But many people were arriving in Bethlehem for the same reason, and the town was filling up quickly. Eventually, Mary and Joseph arrived at a place where they hoped to stay the night. But there were no rooms left. Whether they slept in a barn with livestock or found a place under the stars, we may not be sure, but what we know is that a baby was coming. That night, Jesus, the Son of the Most High God, was born in the humblest of ways. Not in a palace in an important city full of powerful people, but in a sleepy town to a simple couple that hadn't even managed to find a comfortable place to sleep for the night. After Jesus was born, Mary wrapped him in strips of cloth and laid him down to sleep in a trough used to feed the animals. That trough was called a manger. In a field nearby were some shepherds watching over their sheep. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and at first they were terrified. But the angel said, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. You will find him wrapped in strips of cloth and lying in a manger." Then suddenly, a heavenly host, a large group of angels, appeared praising God and saying, "May glory be given to God in the highest heaven, and may peace be given to those he is pleased with on earth." When the angels had gone, the shepherds rushed to find the baby, and when they had seen him, they began to spread the word that the angel had told them about the boy who would be a savior. Eventually, Jesus would be visited by wise men and brought expensive gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, gifts that symbolized events to come in the life of a teacher and a healer, and eventually a sacrificial savior. And so the story that began 2,000 years ago in the town of Bethlehem is remembered every year in the month of December, in the season of joy and thanksgiving, as we gather together with family and friends, sharing gifts and love. We think about the greatest gift, the greatest love. Let me challenge you during this Christmas season to read the Nativity story straight from the source, the Bible. As we spend time with our families and eat yummy food and open gifts from loved ones, let's take time to worship God and remember all the things He's done for us. Remember that we are loved and we're called to love. Bye.